What to do if there are no entry-level design jobs? Give up on UX? Obviously. No, this is not what we are going to discuss today. I recently made a video on this channel why there are no entry-level design jobs. It's the most popular video on my channel so far. I recommend you to watch it. But today we are going to cover what to do with that. My name is Ines, my channel is about UX design and career. Subscribe. Let's break down this problem. There are three possibilities. It's either you don't see any UX design jobs on the market in the place where you do your search, or you see some jobs and you apply to them, but you never hear back from them. And the third option, it's you get invitations, but you don't get far into the interview process and you never make it to the offer. Let's speak about all of them. So first, no jobs. It really could be possible that in the area where you do your search, in your town, in your city, or even in your country, there are not many openings for UX designers. And unfortunately, the geographical inequality is a very real thing. I personally also suffer from this. I was born in a small city in the underdeveloped country, and there were no jobs for UX designers, or even for any designers at that time. So I had to change the place. It's sad, it's frustrating, but that's the reality. Now things are getting better with the remote jobs, and we're going to talk about that just in a moment. But for the most of you, unfortunately, the place where you live in really predefines how many opportunities you get in life. And there is a saying, it does not matter how hard you row, it matters what boat you are in. It was said by Warren Buffett, if I'm not mistaken, and I see it applies to many areas of our lives. So unfortunately for many of you, you will have to take this hard decision eventually and to change the geographical location if you really want a sustainable career. And for those of you who righteously might not want to do this, there are two more options that exist. First option is the remote job. And I was having high hopes on the remote job because I moved in Berlin to advance in my career as well. And I like it there, but it's not necessary I want to live my whole life in the place where everything is saturated and expensive. But the current trend with the remote work shows us that probably bigger companies, they are not going to adopt this trend long term. And the best we can hope for is this hybrid remote work, which we also have at Zalando, but it does not provide us this opportunity to live at the place where everything is cheaper, maybe the weather is better, and our friends and family live. Remote jobs exist, of course, but most likely it is a job in smaller companies where sometimes you have smaller teams, less opportunities to advancement, and also the competition is way higher for such options because everybody wants to work there. And this is a good thing for smaller companies and for us, because I expect this trend will continue and smaller companies, maybe startups, will offer more remote opportunities for the people, because this is how they can compete with bigger companies that can only offer you hybrid remote work. So because of the competition, because those are the smaller companies that don't necessarily post their postings on LinkedIn because there they will not be visible to candidates, finding a proper remote job might be a challenge, and it will require from you to be creative in your job searching strategy. Don't expect that you will encounter those jobs postings on LinkedIn because of the reasons I've mentioned before. This is a bigger topic to dive deeper. Let me know in the comments if you want a video like that from me. But for now I will just post the list of websites down below with the remote UX design job opportunities. One more thing to consider about working remotely is that you might not be so well protected from the government if you are working for an employee of record. You don't have the work council, you are not really protected from layoffs, you can't go to the court that easily because technically the employee of record is your actual employee. And that's why remote work unfortunately is also not a silver bullet. So those are the things to consider, those are the risks, and you have to be aware about them while searching for the remote job opportunities. And the second option that you have, if you don't want to change your geographical location but want to see more job openings, is to switch to freelance. Now, I don't like freelancing, at least for now. There were certain points in my career when I appreciated the flexibility that freelance gives you, but overall I'm not really advocating for this employment type because I see a lot of hidden downsides into it. Yes, there is this vibe of working from anywhere, being flexible, earning more that you would earn while working for a company, but throughout my 15 years in UX design, I have seen the people that benefit from freelancing are the people who have been working in UX design for quite a while, and they have a personal brand, unique experience, and a vast network to find really good clients. All the rest, unfortunately, will rather struggle being a freelancer. But if you don't see other opportunities, if you don't want to change the place you live in, Freelance is a pretty good option. One good thing about freelancing though is that it is becoming popular during the times of the crisis, because companies are not sure they need full-time employees and they tend to hire people straight for the projects. Just don't expect that those opportunities will appear freely for you on LinkedIn. Unfortunately, it's not how LinkedIn works. Those remote work opportunities, they will not be seen, they will not be promoted there. And you also can't get by with the same portfolio that you use to apply to permanent roles. Because your audience will change from hiring managers and recruiters to CEOs and founders. And this is also a huge topic to dive deeper. Let me know in the comments if you need me to make a video about that. But for the purposes of this video, you just only need to know that freelancing is a good option to see finally the job openings in your area. If you like this video so far, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. It's important for me and for YouTube algorithms. And we're moving on. Now, after we've expanded your area of search, you definitely see more job opportunities, whether it's in freelance or in the remote. And now when you start applying to those job options, you might encounter a problem. They just never reply you back. And I can guarantee you, without seeing your portfolio even, that if you have applied to 50 plus job openings and you never heard anything back, the problem is your portfolio. And there could be multiple problems. First, you might just have not enough projects on your portfolio. I see many junior UX designers only having 2-3 projects in their portfolio. Without even opening those projects, I tell them right away that they just need more of them. The thing is, during pandemic, when companies were overhiring, people who have started in UX design career, they attended bootcamps and they were told that they just only need 2-3 projects to land a job. Well, that was partially true during the pandemic, but now it is not working anymore. You just need more projects to stand out. I tentatively will say this. You either have 3 projects that are really well done with the great UI, with the great execution, a lot of animation, and for well-known companies, or you have more projects around 5, 6, that could be smaller ones, but at least hiring managers will see that you keep practicing UX design. So you need to find this sweet spot between quantity and quality that you can achieve. But just please don't stop practicing UX design, don't stop solving UX challenges after you've graduated from your bootcamp. It's just not enough right now. Hundreds of people have finished those bootcamps already and they are still struggling to find a job. Now, the other problem in junior UX designers' portfolio is the quality, of course. And by quality, I mostly mean UI design. Because unfortunately, if you've been following me for a while in Instagram or here, I talk constantly about the importance of UI design. Because this is what you will do as a junior UX designer at work. And yes, many of you have come to UX design because you are really fascinated by solving problems for real users and by doing research with them. And you will eventually grow into this. But in the beginning, the companies just will not allow you to take product decisions because the cost of mistake is higher. When you will eventually land your entry-level job, most likely you will be taking projects from seniors that have already done this research, and you will be finalizing them and polishing the UI, because we build user experience with the help of user interface. And if you don't know how user interface works, what components to use when, and how design systems are organized, you just can't build perfect user experience. And this is the area that a lot of designers overlook. But a good thing, it can be solved by simple repetition. If you just will keep working on UX challenges, keep adding projects to your portfolio, you will eventually notice how quantity grows into quality. And in the beginning, quantity is really important because it teaches you how much time it takes to reach this quality. So if you're applying to job openings but don't hear anything back, probably you need to have a pause here and to really polish your portfolio first. Yes, you might still apply because it's a good practice, and maybe there is a slim chance that something in your portfolio will hit directly to this potential employer and they will invite you to an interview, but just don't expect this. And put all the efforts to get your portfolio to the level that market will buy from you. Now you can ask me, how can I know this level? It's very simple. You just need to go to LinkedIn, find companies that you want to work with, and find UX designers that are employed there. Most designers have their portfolio attached to LinkedIn, and you can clearly see what level do they have. And the goal here is to reach the level when you can't really tell the difference between the people that are employed in the companies that you want to work with and your own portfolio. Now, you might also ask me, how do I find these ideas for UX projects? This is the question I get all the time. And unfortunately, it is also a very big topic. The best advice is just to look around and fix things that are not working from you. But of course, there are more strategies to that. Let me know in the comments if you need a video from me about that. I just only mentioned here that I have my own program, UX Hackathon, that is tailored exactly for this problem. During the course of few weeks together, we are solving one UX challenge. And you get a lot of mentorship from me, you get a lot of direction, you get a framework that works, and the results are stunning. So the link will be down below. But again, you just don't need anyone's permission to solve problems that are not working from you. And this is actually the best strategy out there. By the way, if you like this video so far and you want to receive more videos like that, hit the subscribe button down below. And we're moving on. One thing that I also want to mention in regards to portfolio and job applications, it's the CV. Many people are stressed about their CVs and they believe that they are not able to land a job because they are not passing some hidden ATC checks that recruiters run. But I can tell you that CV for UX designers is a really secondary thing. We are hiring UX designers solely based on their portfolio and the communication skills that they present during interviews. We're going to talk about that in a moment. And the CV really comes secondary. And of course, there is a certain art in optimizing your CV. I will not deny that. But really, an essence of it is having nice, clear layouts, concise text, and using some keywords in your resume bullet points. And that's basically it. Modern ATS systems are reading pretty well through candidates' resumes. And honestly, stressing about CVs seems to be such a popular thing because it distracts the attention from the real problem, from having a good portfolio. Because it seems to be much easier to change the resume than your portfolio, and I get it. But the portfolio still comes first. Now, when do we know if mastering our portfolio is enough? It is pretty simple, really, because at some point you will start hearing back from companies. You can treat this point as a check mark. Yes, you've done it, your portfolio is enough, and you can gradually stop polishing that and switch your focus on passing job interviews. And here we are really at the end of the job searching funnel. I can really congratulate you if you've made this far. But unfortunately, this is the place where most designers are failing without even knowing why. And the reason for that is that up until this point, you were focused on mastering your UX design skills. And you were doing this completely rightfully. And this is also the reason why bootcamps are placing so much focus on teaching you UX design skills. And most of them are leaving just a little place at the end of the program to train you on passing job interviews. No surprise then why most people are simply undertrained. I have a video on this channel about most common pitfalls on job interviews. I recommend you to watch it. I also understand that most of you have come to UX design to solve problems for real people and not to do job interviews and play politics. But this is also a very important skill to learn, because we as hiring managers can clearly see how well can you articulate your design decisions on job interviews. And there is one good thing about training job interviews is that you most likely have to do this only once, and then you will be leveraging this skill throughout your career without really retraining yourself. And with the fact that we are all changing jobs every 2 or 3 years, it is a really good investment in your career. I have 3 consecutive videos on this channel about how I landed a job at Zalando 3 years ago. I recommend you to watch them because there I explain how the modern hiring process is structured right now, what did I do wrong, what would I change right now after being an interviewer for Zalando myself. And if you want to have a training on job interviews from me directly, check out the link on my new program in the description. And depending on the time you watch this video, we might have an admission open, because this is a cohort-based course with my feedback. But even if the admission is closed right now, or I took down this course whatsoever, make sure you follow me on social medias, because I definitely gonna double down on helping people land jobs in UX design. And this was it for today. I hope you liked this video and you find it helpful. And now you know that there are 3 levels of why you might perceive there are no UX design jobs on the market. First, you might not be searching in the area where job openings are posted. Second, you might apply on some job openings, but you never hear anything back from them. And the third option, you hear back from companies, but you can't get far in the interview process and you can't make it to the offer. I hope now you have the clarity on the steps that you can take to improve your chances on landing a job. If you like this video and you want to receive more videos like that, hit the subscribe button down below. I see you next time.